Hey guys, it's Lisa here and welcome back to another Cook With Me video. For dinner tonight, we're going to be making pork taquitos a la Mexicana. Alright, so first thing is we're going to cut up some veggies. Here I have some leftover onion. Alright, so we have a roma tomato. And we're going to cut up some jalapeño. The type of meat we're going to be using, it's called center loin pork chops. They're the thin sliced. I'm going to go ahead and cut them up into pieces. Alright, so we're going to grab a bowl and we're going to add our pork in there. Just little pieces like this. And as far as seasoning, I'm going to be using the usual staples that I use, which is going to be ground comino, garlic powder, and of course salt and pepper. So let's go ahead and season it up. Give that a mix. So now you want to grab a skillet. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Okay, so I added a little bit of vegetable oil. I'm just going to let the pan heat up. Alright, let's go ahead and add it in there. So once you see it starting to cook like this, we're going to add our onions and our jalapeno. You want to start cooking this on like medium heat. Let's go ahead and add our tomatoes. So for more flavor, I think I'm going to add cilantro in it. But instead of using fresh, I'm going to use this. And also the only reason is because I'm trying to get rid of it. Alright, so it should look something like this. Your pork is already tender. So let me show you how I plate it. Let me show you again. This is what it looks like. Now, the other day I made some Spanish rice. And all I did was warm some of that up. So here it is. Go ahead and plate that. So I'm going to add some avocado. And then over here to the side, I still have some Panelo melting cheese left over. I'm just going to add some here to the side. This is what we're having for dinner, guys. Alright guys, so for dinner tonight, we're going to be making a one-pot chicken and vegetables with white rice. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make some white rice. So I'm going to cook it according to the directions of my rice cooker. So the veggies we're going to be using is a yellow onion, a red bell pepper, and a yellow bell pepper. So we're going to cut up our yellow onion thinly sliced. And then what I like to do is cut them in half like this. So that way they're stripped. And as for our bell peppers, we're going to cut them into chunks. You want to be able to see it. So it'll be like that. Oh, and another vegetable I forgot to mention is that we're also going to be using broccoli florets. We're going to need about 2 cups. Alright, so you're going to want to grab a bowl, put it to the side, and we're going to be cutting up a pound of chicken breast. We're going to cut them up into bite-sized pieces. We're going to add our chicken in here. So we're going to season it with salt and pepper. Okay, so now you want to grab a little small bowl, and into here we're going to add a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of thyme, a teaspoon of onion powder, about half a teaspoon of chili powder. Go ahead and mix that up. So that seasoning I mixed, I went ahead and added some to the bowl of chicken. So you want to grab a large skillet. Let's go ahead and turn that on to about medium high heat. We're going to add some olive oil. Alright, so once your oil's heated up, let's go ahead and add that chicken. You want to cook it on an even layer. Alright, so once your chicken has been cooking for about 6 minutes, once they look like this, where they're not pink anymore, we're going to remove it and put it off to the side. So now we have our skillet. We're gonna add a little bit more olive oil. We're gonna add our onions first. We're gonna let them cook for about a couple of minutes. Right? So after about a couple of minutes, it should start looking like this. And then we're gonna add our peppers. And we're gonna add our broccoli. We're gonna add a little bit of more olive oil. And then we're gonna add the rest of our seasoning in here. Alright, so we're gonna let this cook. We're gonna wait until they get nice and tender. You wanna come in and stir it once in a while. And now we're gonna add some chicken broth. We're gonna add about a 1/3 cup. You can use water if you don't have chicken broth. Right, so once you've added the chicken broth, let's add our chicken back in there. So once you've added in the chicken, you kind of want to just stir it and combine it all together. And let it cook for a couple more minutes. Alright, so let's go ahead and plate this. Let me show you how it looks. Oh, looks good. So here you go, and this is what we're having for dinner tonight. Hope you guys give it a try. Alright guys, so for dinner tonight, we're going to be making a shrimp pasta. I have some water going over here so that I can boil my pasta, and this is the kind I'm going to be using tonight. I've already defrosted some shrimp. This is 12 ounces of frozen shrimp. To this, we're going to go ahead and season it. We're going to add garlic powder. We're going to add some salt and some parsley flakes. I'm going to give that a coat. Right, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of olive oil. Okay, so I have my pasta boiling back here. So I have a skillet here, and I put some olive oil, and now I'm going to add that shrimp. Alright, so once your shrimp is starting to look like this, you're going to add in 1 clove of minced garlic. You're going to add a splash of olive oil. This is cooking in the pasta. We're going to add in some broccoli. And you want them cut up like this, something small. And we're going to add it so that it can cook. Just give it about 2 minutes. So now we're going to reduce the heat. I now have it like on medium, low. And then to this we are going to add 8 ounces of heavy whipping cream. Add it. And then to this we're going to add some Parmesan cheese. About 1/2 cup. And then we're going to add some Cajun seasoning. I'm going to use Old Bay because that's what I have on hand. Okay. So while this is thickening up, I'm going to remove my pasta. I'm going to add a little bit more of Old Bay. So you're going to notice that the sauce starts to thicken. So once your sauce is to your desired consistency, this is going to work for me. We're going to add that pasta and broccoli. Alright, so let me show you what it looks like. Here it is. Alright guys, and here it is. This is what we're having for dinner. I just put some more Parmesan cheese on top and sprinkled it with more parsley. And then, of course, I toasted some French bread in the oven. This is what we're having for dinner tonight.